G'day and welcome everyone to this week's Rossoneri Roundup. It's not only Shady and I. This week we've got a massive treat, the man in demand, Pat. How's it going, Pat?
Yeah, good. All right, guys. How are you?
Amazing. How's it going, Shady, as well?
All good, all good. Good to have you with us, Pat. Star of the show.
Yeah,
Thank
you for having me.
We've had some superstars on this before. I don't know. I mean, obviously, Shady and I know, but I can't put my finger on what it is that draws so many people into watching your videos, Pat, because literally the two videos you've been in, Pat, are our most viewed and most liked.
I don't know, guys.
You're a superstar. It's the only solution.
I have just so many fake accounts, and I'm just clicking on the video. You know?
Just retweeting.
Good.
Yeah.
That's why we get you on. That's why we get you on. We know you're gonna push it. Yeah. You know you're gonna.
Exactly.
You're just gonna be sharing it all over on all. Share it to all 27 accounts. Yeah.
Exactly. All right.
And of course, you're in Canberra now. Shady and I are in Melbourne, but you're our representative in Canberra for the Milan Club Melbourne.
Yeah. I'm so disappointed because I wanted to make some, promo photos and stuff for Milan Melbourne, but unfortunately we were open just 1 week that I came, and then I didn't have time to do it. So now we are locked down since I don't know, 2 weeks already, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, you're doing us proud, mate. There with the scarf in the back there. Yeah, and the Italian flag.
Oh yeah. Very good.
Well, I mean, the first little bit of lockdown would have been hard, but now we've got Serie A back, and we're 3 points up and starting the season off well. What do we think about the Sampdoria match?
I think it's a good start to the season. Good to get. It's a tough game, a tough pitch to get a result from. Sampdoria, a good team. We got a clean sheet, first win. It's good. It's good. The first game in front of fans, first competitive game in front of fans in a while. So all in all, yeah, really good.
Yeah, I agree. I was so excited to see even more the spectators than the players, to be honest. That's something so much interesting, watching the game with all the fans, and you hear the chants, that's like something like what,
Yeah.
It's like
so refreshing.
Watching the match was like reviewing the old videos on YouTube, when you have all the ground behind.
Yeah.
And I've actually seen some players that have signed for clubs recently that they've like publicly come out and said that they signed for a big club, but they've been disappointed because they couldn't, like, part of the reason they went to that club was because they're renowned for their fans, and they've been really disappointed because they haven't had it.
Yeah,
So,
I can imagine it makes a world of difference. I mean, the atmosphere makes such a difference. So I guess if you're here, your fans, spurring you on in the background, like Pat's saying, all the clubs, like songs and so on, everything in the background. I'm sure it makes a world of difference.
Yeah, and I got to say, I've seen you, Pat, in action when we were watching the Euros on Lygon Street together. And if there was just one fan like you, Pat, in the audience, it would make a world of difference for the players. Maybe that's why. Actually, Pat, what year did you leave Italy?
Sorry?
I reckon you left Italy right when Milan started going poorly.
Yeah. You see, I don't want to go back. So Milan has to come here.
They were gonna suffer until they come over. Yeah.
But that's what you said, Luke. That makes totally sense, because that could explain our bad result at the home, right? So having said that, now we have to be first in the Serie A, because now we have the fans back.
Yeah, that's true. Any players that we thought played really well against Sampdoria?
DIAZ, number one.
Do we think that he is now the replacement for Çalhanoğlu for this year?
Yeah, could be pretty much. But I put much belief in Benacer, to be honest. He could be, and obviously we didn't play with full strength. We didn't have Kessie, we didn't have Ibrahimovic, so and Benacer as well. So yeah.
We were missing quite a few players. I liked Manyan. He was good in goal. He seemed to be. I didn't like. There were a couple of balls where, when he came out to the box a bit, it was a bit risky. I can see that backfiring at some stage. But overall, in between the posts, he looked really good. He looked confident. He looked like he was part of the team. It looked like he'd been playing with us for years, almost felt like that. So I like that. I liked the way the team looked. And Pat, as you were saying, DIAZ as well looked. He looked good on the ball. I'm not sure if it's enough to have him for the season. We need someone else, I think. But he looked good.
Yeah, and just on Magnon, that a lot over the week has been made of the passing that he was doing in that game, and that it's actually almost something that he brings over Donnarumma that Donnarumma didn't quite offer us.
Yeah, it's a good point. He's got that distribution. It's almost like having an extra player when you can pass that way. But I mean, let's not fool ourselves. Donnarumma was, in other ways, he was a great shot stopper. Still one game into the season, and I hope Manyan proves that he's. I mean, fingers crossed, he turns out and develops to be a better goalkeeper. But Donnarumma is arguably the best in the world. So as much as I don't dislike him personally, but professionally, there's no one better really. So yeah, hopefully Manyan can keep that coming, and he can get the shot stopping. He can develop his shot stopping throughout the season as well.
Yeah. I liked from the last match. I like the triangle DIAZ, Hernandez, and Leal. I pretty enjoy when they exchange the ball, and they were very very dangerous, you know. So, and you can see the youngness, the outs of them, like how with passion they played the game. You know, they were hungry to of the new season and score and stuff like that. So it was pretty nice.
Yeah,
pretty good energy from the team.
Hernandez is probably one player that people might have been a little bit disappointed with. Did you guys think the same in his game?
I think it's too early in the season to be like, he didn't set the world on fire, but it's too early.
Yeah, and regardless, even in his best patches, he does have a game where he just can't quite get into it. So it's nothing really to worry about, I don't think. I think personally, he's done it for long enough that don't want to speak too early, but he's done it for now 2 seasons that one bad game doesn't really mean too much, I don't think.
Yeah, exactly. He's got enough credit with us, I think. And he wasn't.
Going across to the other side, I think Calabria had a really good game. And there's been a bit of talk about him filling the captaincy role going forward. What do you think,
Pat? What do you make of that, Pat? Would you have would you have him as our captain? Would you have Calabria as our captain?
Yeah, I mean,
what do you think?
I mean, it's hard to say if you are not in the team, right? If you are not a part of the team. So the only person they know is a coach, or even the team as a team, you know, like the man from inside. So it could be, you know, from the outside it could looks that he should be, but then if he's not if he doesn't have personality, then, you know, like, it's really need to decide the team and the coach. So I think if they feel like that he is the real personality, unless come back the Ibrahimovic. So yeah,
I guess
Kessie for me. I mean, as I see it from the outside, Kessie should be the captain, and Ibrahimovic as a personality, because he is strong as not just the player but outside, like. Yeah.
So if you were Coach Pat, you'd give the armband. Coach Pat would give the armband to Kessie.
I would say to guys, like, decide by you, amongst you. And if you decide, I mean, it doesn't really necessarily need to be the most technical player. It needs to be the player that compact the team. So
Yeah.
if he make the team stronger, not just by the technical side, but stronger like a team, like put together the players. Yeah, I will let decide the players. Like,
Yeah.
I think it shouldn't be them. From my point of view, the coach shouldn't be involved too much in this.
Okay.
What
That's an interesting point of view.
What do we think? Just on Kessie, I wouldn't have mentioned this otherwise, but his contract is. Are we going to see another Donnarumma here? Because he's come out before and said how much he loves the club and that he money isn't his biggest driving focus, and he's turned back Tottenham, which probably isn't that hard when you're at Milan anyway. But still, he's turned back Tottenham, but still, yeah, the contract's not getting done.
It's deja vu almost. What do you think, Pat? What's your take?
Well, Mercato is ending 31, so maybe he's coming in Milan.
Yeah.
Hey, yeah. But do you think Kessie will end up, Pat? Because you know how earlier, a couple of months ago, he said, "Oh, I really want to renew with Milan, and I love being called El Presidente, and I want to finish my career with Milan." And now we're hearing weird numbers for his wage demands. He's asking for, was it 8.5 million euros?
Right, yeah.
Yeah. So whereas now he's on 2 million euros, and he's obviously entitled to a pay raise, but like 4 times, that sounds a bit much with the budget we have at the club. What do you think, Pat? Do you think that Kessie will end up renewing with us, or do you think he will do what Donnarumma did and just wait till the end of the season and then leave on a free?
I don't know. I think it's pretty much depends how it goes during the season, and we are finally back in the Champions, which is big motivation. Yeah. So if we do well in Champions, he doesn't have any reason to leave Milan, because Milan is considered one of the best clubs in the world. So we can say easily that. And what's the bigger motivation for him to keep going with the best club, like one of the best club? So for me, I think he is a little bit waiting how the team will show the results and stuff. So, but I don't know. Depends on him how he feel it inside. If he feel that Milan is for him in his heart.
Yeah. I think as a lot of fans right now are getting annoyed at players, and particularly some of our players, that are doing this thing where they say how much they love the club and they tweet it all the time, but then they're not doing what Tonelli did, where he even took a pay. What happened? He took a pay cut. He took a pay cut, but then they're saying, so they come out and say that they love the club, but then want a 4 times increase on their wage and have all these stupid demands.
Yeah, that's what I like about Kessie. He don't do that, I guess. I didn't heard about him to saying I love Milan.
He doesn't come out and say good things about the club.
So finger crossed. Yeah, I think he's waiting how the team will show up. So.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah. Hope so.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's hope, because we don't want that hanging over. Donnarumma thing was like a dark cloud over the club last year, and now Kessie, let's hope that doesn't happen.
I think Kessie is much more important player than Donnarumma was.
Yeah,
and
100%.
I agree.
Despite of the qualities of Donnarumma, it doesn't mean anything. It's like
that's true.
I actually think Kessie's one of the best midfielders in the world right now, and I don't think many, particularly like Premier League fans or La Liga fans, I don't think they understand how good he is.
Yeah,
that's good. That's good for us.
We don't want them to understand.
Yeah. Exactly. We don't know. We don't want. They have money. They can keep their money, but
exactly. We want our hidden gem. We want to hold on to it.
Anyway, Cagliari. Let's move on to that.
Yeah. What do you think, Pat? What do you think? What are you predicting for the game against Cagliari? Will it be an easy win? Will it be a tricky game? What do you think?
I was watching the press conference. I think Pioli said a very good thing that at this point, as the start of the season, there is no pressure. So it's hard to expect what's Cagliari come up. But if our players put harder into it, like in the first match, I guess it should be win. Should be win for us. Easy win.
Yeah. You know who? Speaking of pressure, just as a little aside, you know who would be feeling the pressure right now? Juve, losing Ronaldo and losing to Empoli.
Yeah, they are, but it's still early. It's still early. It's a long season.
Let's hope.
But but it's good. It's always good to see them lose. So that's good because they are a competitor. They are a rival for the top spot. So it's always good to see them drop points. And I still believe Inter will easily drop points down the line when push comes to shove. So it's good, definitely good. I think for us going into the Cagliari game, Cagliari almost derailed our Champions League ambitions last season with that 0-0 draw at San Siro where we needed the win and we couldn't score. It was annoying. I hope the players will be out to set our. First of all, last season we had a very bad home record. I hope that the players will be out to correct that, and I hope we can get a comfortable win too. I agree with Pat and with what Pioli said. There's no pressure at this stage, but for us, we should be approaching each game with that winning mentality. We need to get a good start.
And we will have the fans on our side.
Yeah, we'll have the Curva Sud.
Oh, guys, could you imagine? I can't wait to see
it's going to be fun.
Curva Sud and sing all the chants. That will be amazing.
Yeah, exactly. That's going to be amazing. 100%.
Yeah. You know, one statistic that I read that that I particularly liked, and I think it'll hold because, as I said last week, I think our defensive structure is very, very good. We haven't conceded a goal to Cagliari in the last 5 games against them.
Yeah. So you think we'll have a clean sheet, Luke?
I think the clean sheet will go 6 games now.
Okay. What about you, Pat? What do you think? How do you see this result playing out? What do you think? Predict the result first.
I think we can keep we should keep the clean sheet. And to be honest, I'm always very excited, but I think Milan will destroy them.
Okay, so give us a prediction.
It sounds like you're going to say like 10-0.
4-0.
4-0.
Okay, Luke.
I'm going to stick with what I said last week, 2-0.
2-0. All right, I think I'm not going to be a party pooper with the clean sheet. I don't want to jinx it, so I'll say 3-0.
Beautiful.
Okay, so yeah.
And what do we think? 3-0. More goals for DIAZ, or do we think Hernandez is going to have a good game? What are we thinking?
I think the cursed number 9 is done, so that's the guy. And then I think Liao should, yeah.
That'd be good. That'd be nice. Yeah.
Beautiful.
I think Giroud and Liao sounds about right.
Yeah. One player we haven't spoken about, and there was actually reports about him playing this game that we were trying to get it done quickly, was Bakayoko. He's back.
Yeah, it's exciting. What do you think, Pat, about Bakayoko returning?
Not much. No, I'm not really sure. I'm waiting actually I'm waiting on one guy, not Bakayoko, but Kalulu. I'm a big fan of Kalulu, and I hope he'll come back soon. I really like his play, and I hope he will come back in the first team, like first 11.
Yeah, he's good. He's good, but he doesn't seem to be at the top of the list right now, does he?
Yeah, I think he never been on the top of the list, but always when he was on the pitch, he did a good job. So this guy Yeah.
Yeah.
And then yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
To be honest,
also,
I'm a little bit the same. Well, first of all, that I can't wait for Kalulu. I think he will become a first-team player in the future, hopefully sometime, because he's got lots of quality. But I'm a bit the same with Bakayoko, that I'm not actually that excited. I'm a little bit excited, but I don't know. It doesn't feel like a big signing, to be honest.
Yeah.
if I'm honest, I think, when I've said this before, I do not understand why we're getting Bakayoko to offload Pobega. It doesn't make any sense to me. I would have kept Pobega, saved the money that you're spending on Bakayoko, and gotten and spend those resources on the trequartista or the attacking midfielder or the winger or whatever you want to get. Doesn't make any sense to me. It would have been a different story if they wanted Bakayoko and Pobega for extra cover, as Luke said before, because of the African Cup of Nations in January. I would have understood that. But to get Bakayoko in and then offload Pobega doesn't make any sense to me. It really frustrates me.
Yeah, I agree with you, Shady. I don't have any emotion, like big emotion with Bakayoko. I don't know.
Yeah.
But we'll see, maybe he will come like the start this season. So, but what's happening with Maldini, guys? Do you know?
What about him?
I mean, the youngster.
Oh, young Maldini.
Old guy.
Yeah.
I don't know.
When you say Maldini, you have to be specific. It might be like 5 different names.
That's right. Another one is coming as well.
You mean?
Exactly.
You could have been meaning the older brother. What was it?
The late Cesare Maldini, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah.
No. We have what? Christian and Daniele, right? Or Daniel, sorry.
Daniel.
Yeah, the striker one.
I don't know what's happening with him, to be honest, because we've also got Pellegrini, which that's another thing. We loan out Pobega and Colombo, and Maldini is nowhere inside apparently, and we bring in Pellegrini and now Bakayoko to fill their spots. Strange.
It's strange because we've got this gaping hole in the team in attacking midfield or right wing that needs to be filled, and then we're spending our money on this. So I don't know. Some things I'll never get.
No.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe the Pioli got the strong voice in the team. He probably should have, and then he decide more than the managers. I think, and he just pick up these guys and then say, let's explain all this transfer stuff.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
We're being linked to that guy from the French team from Brest, a guy called Favre. I haven't seen him, to be honest. There is some good reports from French people who follow French football, but I don't know anything about him. It just seems like an unknown to me. I don't know.
Yeah, you know what? With that position, we started off thinking Isco and all of those players, and then it went to Adli, and now it's a Favre. It's just getting lower and lower, and soon enough we're going to promote some Primavera player to come in.
If he's enough good, why not?
Yeah, exactly. I'd rather that than we sign a mediocre player, to be honest. If they're exactly. We want to get some Primavera players like Calabria. Did we want to get more of those youngsters into the team, as long as they're good enough?
Yeah. Especially Italians. Let's say in this way, like Italians from Lombardia, because these guys, they're from the region, right? They put the most heart of it because they play for their home. I would say that. Like, I think that's, from my point of view, the mercenary, however good could be, could never give this heart as a guy from the region. They born here, that's like, for you, like, if you represent something if you represent your home, it's different than you represent the country, which is miles
100%.
away.
100%.
So that's very good to promote guys from Primavera, if they're locals as well. Like, that would be great. And we can keep these guys for decade, like, or doing a good business if they want to sell them,
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah. or we have players like Locatelli, who are in our Primavera team, but wearing Juventus tops to bed.
Yeah, they'll never get old. Yeah.
Anyway, Pat, you always send me messages when the podcast goes over 20 minutes saying we've gone for too long. So
Yeah.
we better wrap it up. Because you won't even listen to it, Pat, if it goes over too long.
No, I was watching the calendar and towards the Champions League, and then is the match day 3 and match day 4. Between them, there is a Liverpool match, and I think that will be pretty tough week for the Milan.
Yeah, they're talking about. Yeah,
And
it's going to be a tough one. We've got Juventus after, right? So we've got Liverpool, Juventus.
Lazio, and then Juventus. Between Lazio and Juventus, there is a Liverpool.
Liverpool, yeah. And what do we think about the Champions League group? We didn't talk very briefly.
Up somehow. Once again, we've forgotten to speak about the Champions League.
I've been waiting for you to bring it up, but I noticed at this point that you weren't going to mention it, so it's a good thing Pat did.
Pat, you reminded. Can you believe and Shady and Pat, you might correct me on this, that we've never played at Anfield before in the Champions League.
Really?
I'm not surprised. I don't recall any games. We've only played Liverpool in the final twice, right? Yeah.
Yeah. First time.
Oh, wow.
Our group kind of is the group of death, you could call it.
Oh, 100%.
It's the hardest group. But that's why you play Champions League, isn't it? To play against the best team in the world.
Exactly.
I love it. We play against Liverpool. That's amazing. Like, what other team you will desire, like you will want to, if not the Liverpool, right?
Yeah.
And with
good challenge.
And with the fans as well. So that'll be great to hear the hear again the anthem of Champions League on the Anfield Road.
Yeah,
that's true. Yeah,
that's good. It's a tough group. Do you think we can get out of it?
Oh yeah, we can. I think it will decide between us and Atletico.
I think so too.
Yeah, I think we now have enough experienced players and like good experience as well, like Giroud, Ibra, like these types that will get us through. And now some of our own players, Kessie and Calabria, Teo, they've got their own experience with Milan anyway. So I think so.
That's a thing that we have young players, but we are old team because we play long for a while together, right?
Yeah.
So now they can show this compactness to the results in the Champions League.
Hope so. I hope so, definitely.
Yeah.
It'd be good. It'd be a good challenge either way.
You think we'll get out?
I think it's a very tough group. I think it will be a photo finish. And I think we might just be able to pip it. I think we're very lucky that our 2 games in between are the Porto games. So, you know how in the Champions League you always have match day 3 and 4 are the same teams playing each other home and away.
Yeah.
I think we got very lucky with that being Porto because on paper, in reality it might be tricky, but on paper that's those 2 are the most 2 winnable games. Yeah. So we finish our toughest game. Our toughest game is our first game, which is Liverpool away. Yeah. And then we need to win obviously our home games. So we need to beat Atletico at San Siro. And then we can afford to hopefully win both Porto games, and we take it from there. So we can potentially afford to potentially lose to Liverpool in that first game and still go through. It's good to get that out of the way. Yeah. It's not our Yeah, and by the time our last game is Liverpool at home, isn't it? Last game is Liverpool. Yeah. So we might need to win that game, and hopefully, maybe Liverpool will be through by then. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. Well,
I think we might be able to.
It's
I like the thinking that we have the last match at home against Liverpool, and Liverpool should be at the time already in the another stage. So I think Yeah.
Yeah, you never know. Atletico might do it and beat Liverpool at home and away because they've got a good team too. But either way, I think by that last game, I would rather have it at home anyway, and I would rather get that Anfield game, which I know will be tricky, out of the way.
Yeah,
I want to get that done, so it's good that it's the first game. Just get it over with. Yeah.
No, it's always amazing. This is the reason why you play Champions League, for these situations.
Yeah.
So I'm excited. I can't wait for it. It's going to be the biggest season in years. Definitely.
Yeah, it's great to have the toughest teams against us at the beginning of the season.
Yeah, exactly.
Because we're still trying to compact the team and stuff, the game.
Yeah, definitely.
Anyway, we better call it quits for the day. Pat, thank you for coming on and bringing your thousands of followers with you. This is, I'm sure, going to be watched and listened around the world. So hello, wherever you are. Make sure you like, follow, and subscribe. Pat, you'll be back on soon, won't you?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Thanks, guys. Thanks for inviting me.
Thank you.
Always good having you on, Pat, you and your 27 other accounts. We really appreciate it.
maybe there are more.
that we know of. 27 that we know of. No, honestly, mate, it's always great having you on, and we want to have you on soon too. We want to see how we're going in the league and evaluate how we're going in the Champions League as well. We'd love to have you on again.
Thank you, guys.
Well, until next week, Forza Milan.